Hello, welcome back to our another episode of our video podcast. This time, the Informers, we've managed to get hold of another speaker. His name is Hipolito. He's the head coach of Ateneo de Davao grade school basketball team. So this time we'll be talking about coaching young athletes. So I got Hipolito here, who's going to share his journey towards his basketball coaching, his experiences as an athlete himself, and how he handles the young ones. Okay. There you go, guys. I'll introduce to you Harry Polito from Ateneo de Davao grade school basketball team.
All right.
Welcome, Harry.
Hi, everyone. Hi.
Yeah. All right, guys. Harry, thank you for joining us this time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, our podcast. I would just like to pick your mind regarding coaching young athletes. Okay, that's why I invited you to join us in this podcast. My first question towards this is, what are your experiences as an athlete yourself? Can you tell me when did you start yourself? Did you used to play basketball? Can you tell me about that one?
All right. It started when I was 8 years old. Actually, it was by accident. Okay. I had an accident in my arm. So the doctor told me that I had to engage in sports to build the muscles. So that's where actually it started. So I tried out in my school. Luckily, I was okay. I was part of the team. My first year tryouting, yes, I was part of the team. And then there. So I started when I was 10, 9 or 10 years old. And then fast forward to high school. That's where really my talents or my skills improved. So a lot of scouts had witnessed that. So I was recruited by Ateneo de Manila to play for them. It was 2000, I think, 2003. So I played for 4 years there, but I wasn't really elevated into the team A. I was part of the team B, but nevertheless, it was a great experience. So right after college, I went into business. I stayed there for right after college. I stayed there maybe around 7, 6 years, and then my then fiance and we decided to go back to Davao. And the first thing that popped into my mind is what am I gonna do in Davao? So again, I think it was muscle memory, and my mind just, kumbaga, it it directed me back to basketball. And so the first thing I thought was, okay, I'll try coaching. That was way back 2013. Yeah.
All right. So,
So
okay, carry on. Yeah.
okay. So from there, I called some friends. Actually, it was Coach Miggy. I think you already know Coach Miggy. I called him
Yeah.
if there's an
Yeah.
opening for coaching spot, and he told me yes. It was in high school actually. I started as a high school coach assistant, and then after 2 years being an assistant coach in high school, there was an opening in grade school. So I took the opportunity and grabbed the head coaching job. So that was in 2015. And from then on until now, till the pandemic, I was the head coach. But right now, obviously, here in Davao, Philippines, all sporting events are on hold or suspended until further notice. So there.
Good. Yeah. So okay. You've told me about your experiences, how you came upon coaching and all that.
Mm.
Yes, I've. I know. I remember you introduced me to Miggy. He's also a friend of mine through Facebook now.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
Miggy, is he still coaching in Manila? Not anymore.
No, he's currently coaching in college, Ateneo de Davao here. I'm also an assistant to him right now.
Okay. All right. Okay. Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Actually, just
yeah,
a
I'll take that.
backstory. Just a backstory. Miguel and I were recruited by Ateneo de Manila. So we were teammates and schoolmates in Manila. Yeah. So yeah, in
Okay.
college. So just like my experience, he wasn't really elevated to the team A, but nevertheless, it was a great experience. Being recruited, having uh, being being a scholar, all the tuitions or everything else are paid for by the school. So it was really a great experience.
Good, good, good. Sorry, I got disturbed there. Got some
Mm.
anyway. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Now going to coaching for your young athletes, it's quite different coaching
Very-
grade school
mm.
from high school and college and all that. So, how do you approach your coaching for these young athletes? Can you give me some
Yeah.
pointers on how you do it yourself? Because everything is different, you know. Yeah.
Actually, everything is different. Actually, the last memory that I got, of course, we were using our past experiences. So I was a college player back then. So back then I was using the college style of play. So it was really very macho type. You're the coach. I'm the coach. You're the player. You have to follow me. I started with that type of coaching style. But as you go along, you realize that they're just kids. 9, 12 years old, they're just kids. So maybe halfway through my first year of coaching, I really caught myself and then asked myself, what am I doing? What am I doing? I am just that the system or the style that I am imposing to my players were not effective and because I can see I mean we were winning games but there wasn't fun in it during my first year because I was so stern, I was so tough. So halfway through my first year, I realized that I had maybe a thought that maybe w- why do these kids play? To begin with, it was their interest in the sport of basketball.
Yes.
So that's where I focus. Okay, so how do I make sure this interest stays as the months go along? So
Yes. Yes.
I tried to again to shift my coaching style and make it a fun type of environment for them to really succeed. Because again, so when I employed that funness into the system, it it yeah, it created magic again for the kids were really improving heavily on their skills. We were winning and everybody's happy. So again, even if we lost a game or that, but the fun is still there. So again, you 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 go home with a happy smile. Me and my players. So that's really where my philosophy started with the
So,
kids.
you feel more fulfilled after
Yes.
each game. Yeah. Because it's that's
Yeah.
why I'm asking you this question because I coach kids as well with my martial arts.
Mm,
I know
mm.
it's so different when you coach an adult and kids.
Very different. Very different.
Yeah, if you don't have that magic word there is fun aspect, then you will
Fun
lose.
aspect.
Yeah, if it's not fun for them, they will not perform.
Mm. Yes.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
greatness will
Exactly.
not come out. Yeah, because
Yeah.
when your athletes are more relaxed, that's the time they can perform very well.
Yeah.
I know you witnessed that.
Yeah. That's why in every drill that we make sure that we instill fun and we instill competition. So because if it's all fun, the of course the your goal of them improving will really diminish. So you have to really balance the funness and the competition. So in every drill, there's this. You have to in 1 minute you have to make 20 layups consecutive. So again, if you don't achieve the 20 layups in 1 minute, you'll get you'll get push-ups or you get a sprint for two sprints from our from the oval that we used to play with. So there. So again, if you if someone misses a layup, oh, the other kids will just whoa, there's a competition, but again, there's fun in there. So we have to create that balance of funness and competition in every drill that we make.
Because when you're talking about fun, uh, people forget that to get them engaged with the fun aspect, as a coach, it's
Mm.
your job to keep the goal as well. Yeah, you should have goal with that
Okay.
fun. Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's just like if you're playing with no purpose, then at the end of
yeah,
the whole session, there's no you haven't achieved anything.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes. That's why day in and day out, every practice we say, okay, how many layups did you make in 1 minute yesterday? Coach, I did five. All right, let's make it seven now or nine, or you have to improve.
yeah,
That's why again. So there's this competition. There's this still goal. There's this determination to be more, to improve.
better.
While
Yeah,
again, uh, kumbaga, being in that fun environment, you have to really
yeah,
that's really what I really learned in that teaching the 9 to 12 years old. You have that the fun should be there always, always.
yeah. So that's if you cannot maintain that fun in that training,
Uh,
it's so hard to keep them focused. Yeah,
exactly.
so hard to keep.
Especially the 9 and 11 years old. The 12 years old, maybe you have actually it's very different. Again, you're talking about it's different in college, in high school, coaching them. It's also different between the 9, 10, and 11s and the 12. The 12 years old, they're starting to become more mature, more aware, more skillful, and more
Yeah,
confident with their capabilities. So sometimes I shift into a more of a technical coach, more on of a goal-oriented coach than the funness. So sometimes I
yeah.
mix and match depending on of course, the capabilities of the players.
Yes, the athlete, the athlete's maturity plays a big aspect
Yes,
as
very, very.
the way you coach them. Yeah,
Yes, because it's a team sport, but you have to know them individually. As a player, their skill level or their personality, that's very important, their personality, because you cannot really have a blanket rule for everybody. Let's say, for example, if someone loses, if this team loses, a player on that team will just will get frustrated or will get will punch someone or something
yeah,
just to get his frustration out. So you have to talk to that specific kid and try try a different approach to him. Unlike with other players who are just relaxed or just okay, let's make the next game, let's win the next game or like that. They have the positive outlook, but some kids are like, you have to treat them differently. So that's really what I learned also. You really don't have to you have to have a specific uh, coaching style with specific
each
players,
individual.
especially the young ones. Yeah.
Yeah, because you cannot approach it like a generic coaching technique. No,
No, that's
it
very
should
hard.
be
That's very hard.
it should be
Yeah,
specialized for each player,
exactly.
and that's what.
Yeah,
And I know it's so hard because they're at a very young age. Coaching,
yeah,
you also have to look into the skills.
yes.
Yes, the skills.
Skills
Yes,
just part of your half the half part of your job. Looking at their personality is another skill that you
yes,
have to really personal
yes. It's hard.
you have to really work hard on it.
You really have to invest time on that one because I know
Yeah.
on my experience, because I know I used to coach adults here in the Isle of Man. We have the team, Filipino basketball team, that plays in the Isle of Man League. So because the adults are already basically have their fundamentals, they already have their
Mm.
skills. So the approach in my coaching is not geared towards skills. So it's more onto the mental aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as what we were talking about with the fun, if I've noticed, if my players were not having fun, their performance is different.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Again, that's the adults playing. But when I remember when they were playing, they were all having fun, laughing, and all that. They're all relaxed. They were making baskets.
Yeah.
No problem. The
Exactly.
movement was so fluid, and we were winning games because they're having fun.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're winning games. So now, how do you, as a coach, how do you approach the mental toughness for these young athletes? How do you encourage them? Because they're still
Yeah.
not at that level, at that age. It's so hard
Exactly.
to
Exactly.
keep them mentally tough during the game. So how do you encourage them? How do you motivate them?
Actually, I don't start out with the mental side first. No? I try to okay. Let's do scrimmages. Okay, from the scrimmages, I assess each and every player that I have. Okay, of course, after the tryouts, you form a team, and that team you do scrimmages, and that specific team, you should know who your captain ball is, who your defensive guy is, who your this, who among them are really your best five or best seven or best eight among the 15 because in those ages you're very lucky if you have 15 guys who can really play. So out of the 15 there's 7 players. So I try to focus on those 7 or 8 to really because the other players are just role players. Actually role players, they will have their time, so they are the 8th and 9th and 10 years olds. So I don't really delve into the mental aspect first. I want them to really have fun in the
Bro,
games with
yeah.
yeah, just minor roles in the team. But those the 7, the 8, I really invest time to really get to know them. So because if the game is close, if the game is really hotly contested, so I know where to push the buttons. I know where to okay. I have this captain ball that he has leadership skills. He's not really the top scorer, but he has the personality or he has the vibe to really talk to his teammates. So try to talk. Hey, you have to talk to for example Mark. You have to talk to Mark. You have to because sometimes if it comes to me, if the advice is from me, sometimes they take it as they will be afraid or sometimes they will get so sometimes I try to mix and match again. So again, there are 2 to 3 persons that really I know that. Hey, talk to that guy. Tell them you have to stay here. You have to stay here. So I really pick 3 players that kumbaga, as an extension from me as a coach because sometimes I really cannot kumbaga, I really cannot talk to
Yes,
them on the same level on that
yes.
unlike the three 2 to 3 guys that I have. So there. So from then you can see the if they lose a game, you really can see that. I like lose. Actually, I like losing games. Why? Because there are teaching points in there. So you can see those who really need advice, those who really need encouragement. Because sometimes out of the 15, there will be 3 to 4 who will really get frustrated, who really get. So that's when I grab that kid, talk to him. Okay, there's another chance. Okay, we lose because you need to improve more.
Har, I've lost you.
Yes. So going
Sorry.
back there, I don't have
Okay,
really a
I go now.
specific. Yeah, I don't have a specific. Okay, yeah. I don't have a specific really a philosophy how how approaching mental aspect. So I really pick 2 to 3 players that I really trust, and I know that's mature enough to really okay. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to tell your the other kids like that. So again, there. But sometimes, of course, those other players, I tell them, okay, you have to do more. You have to okay, box out more. You have to, but sometimes you have to. There's a thin balance between the 9s and 10 years because if there's pressure and you talk to them like that, they will cry.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Anyway, we're back.
Okay.
So yes, it's so hard to. Again, you're talking about approaching your athletes through your matured players as well. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Because
Mostly the 12 years olds. Yeah.
yeah, because when they're actually playing, you're not there in the court with them.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So they, as what you said, when in my experience as well, they will listen more to somebody who's within their level and
Yes.
who's actually playing with them. But again, that's another. It's a you have to what I call the one mix mix and match those kind of approach. Yeah,
Yes.
it's but sometimes you got
Because if
players.
yeah,
Yeah, you got players who said like,
yeah.
I'm
Because
not gonna listen. I'm not going
yeah,
to listen to him. He's not the coach. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You still got
yeah,
players like that.
yeah, yeah. That's why you really have to pick that three players that they respect and they look up to. Because in our team, we're not really composed of all 12 years olds. No, we are composed of three 9 years old, four 10 years old, four 10, 11 years old, and then the rest is 12 years old. So more often than not, they look up to their older kuyas. We call them kuyas.
Yeah,
They look up to them. So there's because the young ones, the 9 years old, the 10, sometimes it's they're too young to really because they just want to play.
yeah,
They just want to let go. So I don't really talk to them with in the mental because they won't. It's they're too young to really understand what. But I just okay, just give your best, just give your 100%, just block that guy. Just on that level, lang. I'm just sticking on that level. I don't want to delve into that so much on the mental side when you're 9, 10. But on the 11, 12, I try to okay, you have to dig deeper. You have to okay, you have to give you have to your confidence should not let up. Why? Because you will the other players will see you that you're frustrated. You don't have to be frustrated. Why? Because you're their kuya, you're their captain ball. So you have to be you have to stay composed there. So that's where the again the mix and match is going. So I try to okay, this guy will understand the coach better. So I talk to this guy. I talk to this kid and there. So yes, it's very it's a again it's an art. It's not really it's an art. So it really depends on the maturity of your players.
yeah. I know it's not easy because you'll find players who are very good,
Yeah,
skillfully, but
skillfully. Yeah.
they are really not very good examples for the team
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
because when their teammates makes mistake, they get frustrated
Mm.
and then
Yeah.
they cannot hide it in their emotions.
Yes. Yeah.
So
They're
that's
too
not
emotional.
building.
They're too.
Yeah, so
The
that's
sign of
not
weak
building.
emotional. Mm.
Yeah, it's not building confidence to the rest of the
No.
team.
No. Yeah.
No,
It,
because
it it rubs
it's
off
a
the
team
wrong way.
sport. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a team sport. So, for example, I've got very good skills, and then I've been making
Yeah.
basket no problem,
Yeah.
and then I'll pass the ball to somebody, and they didn't make the basket, and then
Yeah.
I'll have this very bad,
Uh,
mood,
body language.
body
Yeah.
language, and all that. This guy, the next time I'll pass
Yeah.
the ball to this guy, he's not gonna shoot the basket
Yeah.
because his
Yeah.
self confidence has gone down as well.
Yeah, that's where really the coach comes in. You really
Mhm.
have to talk to both of them. So
Yeah,
it happens numerous times in my experience. So really have to hey kid. Usually it happens to the older kid, to the older kid and the young ones. Okay, you talk to the older kid. Hey, they're just young. They're just 9, 10 years old. Okay,
yeah,
you've been there also in their position. Okay, so you have to give them instead of being frustrated, showing body language. You have to tell them it's okay. It's okay. You can do the next time. You can do
yeah,
more the next time. You can do you better, or you teach them skills. That's why
yeah,
that's where. And then when I talk to the 9 years old, hey, that's okay. Your kuya is not mad. It's not
Yeah.
mad. It's just frustrated, but it's wrong. Okay, it's wrong. I already talked to your kuya. You can take the shot if you're open. Take the shot. So again, you're a coach, but at the same time, you become yeah, nawala.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
you
Got it.
become
Yeah.
a father. You become a barkada sometimes. Yeah, you have to have a different skill set if you're a coach. You try to always assess their level of comprehension and level.
Yes.
They're just 9, 10 years old. So there, yeah.
I think yeah. That's
So
a
yeah, it happens. Yeah, yeah,
it's a very good that's a very good example because it's so hard. I mean, I've coached adults here. It's the same thing.
yeah.
They're already adults, but they have this bad habit, and then it you
Yeah,
cannot break it anymore. You know, it's so hard. And then all you have to do as a coach
yeah,
is try to
exactly.
explain, like, that's what you said. It's not like a walk in the park to have a cohesive team. You
No,
really need to get this guy
no, no, yeah,
and this guy to be meeting somewhere in the middle. Yeah, yeah. It's
yeah,
try to get them there.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's get there in that certain level
yeah.
that this guy
That's
can
why.
go
That's why
down
we
and
conduct
that.
a lot of. Yeah, yeah. That's why we conduct a lot of scrimmages for them to get a level of chemistry. Na
Yes,
they can, even if I know. Okay, if this guy already knows. Okay, his weakness is this in this left side. So he will not pass the ball there. He will just talk to me.
yeah,
Hey, go to the right, and I'll pass you to the right side, and you take that shot.
yes,
Why? Because you keep missing on that left side. So that's why.
yes,
So that's why we keep
yeah,
on doing scrimmages every day for them to get to know each other. So I don't have to shout every time. Oh, hey, pass that. I don't have to shout that. So again, my coaching style is really to have that because in our league, Milo Best, we have this three quarters who we have to you have to let five players play in the first quarter. Other player and the other five will play the second quarter, and the other five that will play the third quarter. So in first, second, third, you have to have that leader. That's why I told you I have
yeah.
three leaders:
Three
the leader
leaders,
on the
yeah,
first, the leader on the second, the leader on the third. That's why it is designed because we have to play everybody, even the 9-year-old, even the 10-year-old, even if they don't know how to play, we have to let them play because that's the design of the league. Okay,
the
so that's
league,
why I
yes,
have those three mature players. Most usually the greatest scorer, the usually the bigger ones or the 12-year-olds. They're usually, but sometimes I had an 11 or I had also a 10-year-old who was the leader, who's more mature than the 12 years old. But
really,
most of the time they are the 12. That's why I had two leaders. Yeah. So again, so I had to every day. The first quarter against the second quarter. Okay, you do scrimmage. Okay, for 5 minutes, and then again, whoever wins will play the third quarter. The third quarter, whoever wins, you will play the loser from the first game. So that's how I build the chemistry. So again, I really don't really put so much emphasis on the plays and on that level. But there's other leagues, especially when the 12-year-olds, the old 12-year-olds, like the Palarong Pabalsa, that's where the technical stuff comes in. That's where you have to really search the newest plays there out there on YouTube, or you have to watch NBA games, or you have to have that. Pero in general, I love teaching the 9, 10, 11, 12 years because there's no structure. You have to have that funness in the game to really play.
yes.
So I want yeah, I want that environment. I don't want really them to really be pressured and be win all the time and like that. But there are other leagues like that. But I don't try to focus on those types of tournaments.
Your I've seen that your team won the what's that Milo League. What tournament did you recently won? I saw that was at the Milo League in grade school that you were coaching.
Yeah, it's a national league. Yes.
Hello. Yes, okay, okay. Yeah. Going back, what league did you
Yes, yes,
actually
yes.
won? What league was that? Was that Milo National League?
We won numerous tournaments. One was, yeah, Milo, and then the other one was here a local league in Davao. We also won that. Forgot the Cherryfer, I think. That I forgot the sponsor, and then we have the DKA, Davao City Association Schools here. So there are too many to mention. Yeah, but we won a lot during my time. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. So, uh,
At
yeah,
different age brackets.
different age brackets. Hello, Har. You're logging. Yeah, yeah. Go. All right. Okay. Yes.
Composed of
So
9 to
any
12 years. Youngest is 9, oldest is 12.
different ages. Yeah. Okay. So, Har, do you have any last words that you want to share to our viewers and listeners if they want to take basketball, for the young ones at a young age? What's your advice for
Uh,
the young ones when they're playing basketball? I'll let you have the screen, okay? So there you
okay.
go.
So again, for the coaches first, any advice? If you have a lot of stress in your life, don't do it. No, I'm kidding. So it's really fun. It's really satisfying, because you just have to focus on. Okay, you have to really because they're interested. You have to maintain that interest in them to really play. So make it a fun environment for them to really achieve. Because through sports, they will develop life skills that they can really use later on. So again, just focus on that fun part. The technical stuff, not so much. Let the high school coaches, let the college coaches deal with that. You have to make it a fun environment, yet competitive, yet educational, yet their skills will also improve. So you have to mix that. And my advice to the kids, just you have to if you're really interested in basketball, you have to work hard, not just on the court, but also off the court. You have to after practice. Remember when I was young, after practice, I also our practice was 4 to 6, and then I go home 6:30. I eat 7, 9 o'clock. I was shooting basketball at my that the our fourth floor. I used to practice my jump shots. So you have to have that extra motivation, that extra push for you to improve. But again, at that level, 9 to 12 years old, you have to balance your studies first. Okay, so especially in Ateneo, you really cannot play if you fail a subject or you have low grades. So you have to balance everything. But again, you have you have to take away the stress. You have to take away the pressure. Just have fun, enjoy what you're doing, and I hope your coach will nourish that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Harry. That's very good advice. And hopefully, our viewers and listeners managed to pick something during this talk, this podcast. And I'm sure they've learned something.
Hopefully.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, it's always a learning curve,
Yeah.
when you're coaching. As what you said, that's what we have been talking about.
Yeah.
That there's no generic blanket on it. Yeah, it's being a coach
No.
is just like
No.
being a guidance
Yes, sir.
counselor or like a peer counselor, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's so broad. Yeah,
You
it's
have
so
to wear a
broad.
lot of hats. Yeah. Mm.
Yes, yeah, that's it. You have to wear a lot of hats. Well,
Mm.
anyway, thank you very much,
Yeah.
and I hope to speak to you soon and talk about more basketball.
Uh,
Okay, thank you very much,
yeah.
and to all the
Thank you.
viewers, catch you on our next episode. Thank you very much, Harry. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.